Kia ora, Canterbury. Welcome to Canterbury Live on Tuesday, the 3rd of February. Well, today could have been your day to send your cherubs back to school. How about the traffic? I know it's a boring conversation about traffic, but hey, I was stuck in there for an hour and 20 this morning and it wasn't that pleasant, to be fair. So hopefully it peters out during the year. But if it's the first day back for you, you might be just sitting back now, relaxing and going, ooh, it's nice and empty, it's nice and quiet, and it's actually clean, the house, so enjoy your morning. Now, you may be looking at your nails and going, I really need to take some care of it, and that's where Anna Harding from Pure Beauty in Wood End can help you out. We have a free shellac nail polish to give away. That's a manicure, so she'll do it all for you, and it really is a treat. So call through to Marianne on 3777 033 or go to our Facebook page and we'll announce the winner with Anna on Monday, because once you had it, you never go back, believe me. Hoyts, yes, movies, a great way to spend a day or a night, and we have some double passes to give away. You might want to take your loved one to 50 Shades next week, yes. Could be the gift that keeps on giving, really, couldn't it? So call through 03 3777 033, and again, Facebook, message us. It's easy as that. Coming up on today's show, we catch up with Carol from Red Cross. Yes, it's 100 years since the establishment of Red Cross, and we have a beautiful flag here from 1916 here, so quite a privilege indeed, so easy hands. And Sarah from Handscraft, we're talking mosaics. Great ideas, you know, after EQC you could have some broken plates and things like that, so you could put them to great use in art. And we catch up with Dave Clearwater, speaking of EQC. He's the man and his team to sort out all those bits and bobs. But first up, Nicola Frey, we head out to her on location and we're cooking restaurant-style veggies.
If you've been to a restaurant and ordered vegetables, you'll know you get a beautiful bowl full of fresh, beautifully cooked vegetables, and they taste absolutely delicious. There's a couple of tricks behind this, and I'm just going to show you a couple of them today. So the first thing is obviously the cutting of the vegetables. So you might have your standard vegetable that you might have at home, but when you think about how you might cook a boiled vegetable or that sort of thing, it can be quite different if you chop it differently and then cook it slightly differently as well. So with the peppers, we would just cut something quite chunky if we're going to serve vegetables in this way, because they're nice in all sorts of different shapes, and a decent size as well is quite important to have that beautiful crispness in the end. The other thing is, even with just a simple carrot, the way you cut the vegetables can make a really simple, ordinary vegetable seem just a little bit different. So the carrots, I'm just going to cut on the angle here like this, and then when you serve them, they look quite different. And in a bowl with all sorts of different colours, they look really amazing. So I've just got some vegetables sort of steaming away here, and you usually just test these. I'll just tip them up for you so you can see. Just test these with your knife. They just need to be just a little bit al dente, actually, like you might have a pasta. So these vegetables are pretty much ready to go, and what we need to do next is to refresh them, okay? So you could use a sieve, or I'm just going to pop these in this actual bowl, in this pot I should say, and put them over the bowl like this, and you just need to pour over some really cold water. And I'll tip them up and show you, it's quite amazing. They just sort of transform in colour and become a bit more green, just a bit more fresh looking, just by having that chilling, and that just does refresh them just momentarily. So you just give them a bit of a shake, and at this stage here, you can actually put them away for the day in the fridge. They're all ready to go later on when you're ready to cook tea, and then they don't take very long to cook at all. So they're the refreshed vegetables all ready to go. So just let those sit there for a wee bit longer. Now the next stage is we're going to pop these into the frying pan. Now I'll just grab my lid. We need the frying pan to be nice and hot. We usually like to add a bit of olive oil. You can add any oil at all that you like. Just a little bit of oil there, and we usually add a little bit of garlic and herb salt, which is really tasty, just gives it an extra bit of interest to those vegetables. So So I'm just going to grab those and you will hear them sizzle when they pop into the pot. Here they go. Look at that colour. I think it looks just amazing when they go into the pan like that and they look beautiful and bright. So this part really only takes a few minutes. Just give them a bit of a stir around and you can smell that garlic and herb salt, absolutely gorgeous. You just don't want to cook them too long, of course, because they've got that lovely freshness and that crunchiness, and you want them to keep that. So if you have heated them, cooked them earlier on in the day and you're heating them through, what you can do actually is pop them in the microwave just to warm them up so you don't have to heat them from cold in the pan. And then just put them into the pan slightly warm, then that just requires less frying time. So I'm just going to give them a little bit of a sizzle there. Now the other thing I like to add, which really just gives a bit of interest, is some sesame seeds. I think these look really great when you're serving your vegetables up. Really gives just a little bit more interest to how they look, and they look a bit more restaurant style. So I'm just going to pop these into my dish. Now this frying pan and this dish, I got both of these from Briscoe's, and they're perfect for this kind of cooking. So this beautiful white dish is perfect with beautiful colourful vegetables, and you will know also that it's important with vegetables, if you want to get the best nutrition, to eat all sorts of different coloured vegetables. So got those veggies all ready to serve up there, looking gorgeous in their white bowl. And that's pretty easy to get 5+ a day when you have a meal like that. And the other thing is, of course, if you're cooking lots of vegetables, the important thing is that they're eaten. You can't get the nutrition unless they're eaten. So that's a great way to actually get the vegetables that you're serving up eaten, not coming back to the bench on the plate.
Yum, you'd eat those veggies, wouldn't you, Dave?
Yeah, we were just talking about them. They're nice.
They are nice, aren't they? You're
hungry.
a good Southland boy. Do you like swede?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Too
mashed
right.
swede. Mashed
mash
swede.
all up. Bit of
Mashed swede's another show. Mashed swede, yum.
Plenty of sugar in that in there and butter.
Oh,
all the bad
yum.
things. It's good
Real
though.
butter. It's good.
Yams.
Speaking of good,
Yep, that's us.
how's the good life with you?
No, we're good. Busy as. I thought we were going to be quietening down, but in fact we're actually ticking along really nicely, so it's good. The opt-out stuff is coming to an end. Everybody's saying that. The papers are saying that, and Fletchers are winding up later this year. So
Oh, yeah?
the EQC repairs are starting to wind up. But there's still a lot of people out there that have got cash that have been handed out by the EQC and that they haven't had their houses fixed. So you've been waiting a long time. It's time to give us a call. We can do it.
Do you think people are stressed out about actually thinking about project managing it themselves?
Yeah, they are. They don't really understand what opt-out means.
Yeah.
What it is you let us do it for you. We've done 450 houses now, so we're very good at it. We've got all our own subcontractors, and once we start the house, we're in, we're out. We give you letters to go for your accommodation supplement. We can organise the containers. Our guys are quite happy to help move gear if we have to. So all those type of things we can take care of right from start right through to the finish.
You just glossed over that. That's actually wonderful. You will actually arrange for the containers for our...
Yeah, we can get the containers. Yep. Most cases, the insurance company will pay.
Yes.
And if they don't, EQC will pay.
Right.
And if that's the case, we organise the container and you don't see the bill. EQC will just pay us directly. A lot of older people can't move their gear, or they've got nobody that can help them, so our guys are quite willing to go and help move all the big stuff. Like, we're not professional furniture movers, but we do help. And it just means that, you know, we're just helping people, and it's good for everybody. It means we can get the job done.
And you've got a right-hand woman, I believe.
Yeah. No,
Erin.
Yeah,
Tell
she's
us about
good.
Erin.
Project manager. Yeah, she's good. She looks after all the guys. She makes sure the electricians and the plumbers and everybody's on site on time, and looks after the quality control as well. So, you know, because I'm busy talking to people and I sort of keep myself busy. So she does that side of it for me. It's good, real good.
And it's great having a woman as well.
I've got
Because,
four.
Yeah.
4 females on our team. 4, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's the extra care and detail, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they're good. They're really good. So a lot of people don't feel comfortable with males in their house, and if that's the case, put the girls in. And they do wallpapering, tiling and painting. And gym stopping.
So we're in the midst of summer now, and we talked about it, that there could be, and actually this weekend is probably a good opportunity when you're at home for the extra time to look at what needs to be done around the house to get it all ready for winter.
Yeah, outside work. If you've got outside work, you've got to get onto us now because the weather is fine. And like I just measured one there this morning, and we've got to get into it because it's only a couple of months, and then we're heading into the autumn's here and damp moisture in the air and that. So ideal time for doing outside work is now. So you really need to. Otherwise, you've got to wait till next year.
People selling houses, getting them ready for sale?
People are selling them without fixing them. That's what I seem to see a bit of, especially roofs anyway. A lot of that's happening. But
surely you would get more, though, money for your buck if you spend the extra money, though, getting it ready?
The way I look at it, if you went to trade in your car, you wash it first, wouldn't you? Every $100 counts. So.
It does, doesn't it?
So, yeah, get it fixed up and you will get more money for it. Yeah.
Wallpapering?
Yes, we've got some...
Are people still wallpapering these days, Dave?
Yeah, we've got 2 girls need full-time just on wallpaper. Yeah, we do a lot of wallpaper. It doesn't matter whether it's $20 roll or $500 roll stuff. We've got some really nice wallpapers now. Really
so can you
nice.
Bring to us different examples, or do we come to you with what we want?
No, what I do, I send you into Resine because they've got all the books in there, and you can go and actually see the books and talk to the girls in there, and then you can take the books home and sort out yourselves because it's quite time-consuming trying to organise wallpaper for people. But we have all the colour charts in their truck, or they can go to Resine. So. Or if anybody finds wallpaper anywhere in town, they like it, we'll just go get it for them. It's not a problem.
Is there any job too small for you, Dave? Because we hear that a lot of tradies are not touching, we might just want a little job done, but it's like, no, nothing out there for me, they won't touch them. No,
well, it's the little jobs that lead to the big jobs, so yes, we do. The big thing is with a little job, it's hard to pin it down for a time. You've got to wait until we get in between jobs, and then we can just slot you in for a day or that, because we've got our own builders and that, so we've got a lot of little jobs there we're going to start getting into the next couple of weeks. So it doesn't matter how big or how small, we have a look at it.
Great. Oh, thanks, Dave. It's always great to catch up with you and great to hear about Erin, your right-hand woman. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Need to keep that David Clearwater under control. Clearwater Painting, renovating and decorating. Phone us today, well, not me personally, but Erin or Dave, 0800 766 378, clearwater.painting@extra.co.nz. Stay with us after the break. We see the flag of all flags. Red Cross Carol Ball joins me.
Al Jazeera News, international news right off the satellite, bringing you up-to-the-minute coverage of world events. Al Jazeera News, weekday mornings at 6 o'clock, right here on CTV.
At NCRE, there is no job too big or too tough. We can take care of all your air conditioning, heating and electrical needs. NCRE, we'll get you sorted.
Give the clowns the kick and get the professionals in. If you're just having repairs done, A1 Movers has the option of self-storage on your property, so you can keep all your items within arm's reach. A1 Movers can also carefully handle and wrap your items, ensuring they have a safe journey. But if you can't move into your new home straight away, they can store your items in their secure storage facility. With so many options and a satisfaction guarantee, A1 Movers is your careful, caring moving company.
Undergone home renovations? Looking for that special something to complete a room? Look no further than the Hitching Post. Their extensive range ensures you can find that special something. From plasma cut metalwork, to candles, artwork, weather vanes, or even a customised gate. So come on down to the Hitching Post, 722 Marshland Road.
Jumpstart your career in the primary industries at Aoraki Polytechnic. Qualify with a New Zealand Diploma in Agribusiness Management. Study on your farm, for your farm on a project-based method. Aoraki also offers Level 2 and 3 Agriculture, Level 3 Horticulture and Epiculture for those interested in the beekeeping industry. So enrol today and get hands-on experience at Aoraki.
Join Graham Sinclair and the team at Gone Fishing as they bring you great stories, fishing tips and beautiful scenery. Gone Fishing, Friday night at 8:30, right here on CTV.
100 years is no small feat, Carol, is it?
Aye.
certainly one
an
that
aim.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, it is. And we're so blessed today here, of course, Carol Ball from the Red Cross, with this beautiful flag. 1916.
1916. So in 1915, the Governor-General put out a call to action asking the people of New Zealand to support the men who've been sent to war with fundraising and rolling bandages and anything that could be done. And later this year, when we celebrate our 100-year anniversary on the 10th of November, we'll go back to that and what the Governor-General did at the time. But the people of Christchurch of New Zealand really responded, and this was one way that they responded.
It is absolutely beautiful. I mean, that is staggering, really. 1916, and it's such a great order as well. I don't know if we can do this very tactfully, but this looks absolutely divine the way it is at the moment. But turning it over is a little bit surreal. If we can do it together, Carol, if we just sort of maybe flip that way. And if that's a good idea. And we'll flip that way. Probably just look there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened was the people paid their money, and I'm not too sure exactly how much. I don't know whether it was 6 or a shilling, and they signed their name on the back of this flag. Those names have now been embroidered, or they were embroidered at the time, and so it's preserved it. So all the people who supported the Avonside branch of the New Zealand sub-branch of the British Red Cross, they are preserved forever in that life. And what's really astounding is that in 1916 the Christchurch branch raised £69,798, 9 shillings and 3pence.
Good on you, firstly, Carol, for remembering the exact amount. You could have just said, like, £69,000. That is a phenomenal amount of money back then.
It is.
It's staggering.
Today, we did the math last year when we found that amount, and the 2014 equivalent with inflation is over $9 million. So that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money in today. This was just one way of raising funds, one way of supporting the cause for Red Cross and helping the boys overseas. They did coin trails. They actually had challenges between provinces to find out who could have the longest coin trail. The first Red Cross shop opened in the square here in Christchurch, and it is written that it sold everything from jewellery to live chickens.
Oh my goodness.
One visitor stating it was better than going to a museum.
Wow.
So lots and lots of great things happened way back then to support the cause of Red Cross, to support the boys who were going to war.
And you talked about rolling bandages. Explain that, what that means.
Well, bandages were something that was going to be needed in huge supply. And so the linen, the calico, even this style of material, the calico, was torn into strips and rolled and just sent by the baleful over to the boys on the front. They also made pillowcases, they made pyjamas, they sewed, they knitted, and throughout this year in various places around New Zealand and Canterbury, we're having displays of some of that old craft going to be on show just for our 100 years. So we've got people frantically knitting again, just so that we can recreate some of those original patterns.
So fast forward to 2015 then, Carol, fundraising obviously is still very much there on the landscape of Red Cross.
It is.
You need volunteers though, don't you?
Yes. Our annual appeal comes up early March, and we would love more volunteers to help us throughout Canterbury, throughout New Zealand, but here especially in Christchurch. And if people would like to call Jackie on 339 7970 and give your name and times that you're available, that would be fantastic.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I've loved this day. What a privilege. Thank you so much. I look
you.
forward to all these bits and bobs of memory that you can bring throughout the year. Good luck to you. And don't forget, and if you miss that number, no problem. We've got On Demand, or you can just call through to Red Cross and they can give you the details. Now stay with us after the break. We're cracking plates. No, we're not Greek. No, it's Handscraft. Sarah joins me.
Look Arts 21 showcases the vast creative talent and minds that are making a name for themselves in Europe and beyond. Think outside the square with Arts 21.
Blackhawks has a proud history presenting leading vehicle brands, extensive backup and service for a total one-stop driving experience. Holden, Mazda and HSV new and used vehicle sales, servicing, parts, paint and panel, Isuzu truck sales and service, all together in one convenient location. More selection, more value, more quality and more reasons to make Blackhawks your number one choice. Visit Blackhawks today, corner Waterloo Racecourse Road, Sockburn, or online at blackhawks.co.nz.
Action Removals, offering short or long-term storage facilities, full packing services, comprehensive rates, all fully insured and with 6 vehicle sizes to choose from. Earthquake repairs? Action Removals pack, move, store and return your valuable possessions stress-free. Action Removals, a family business that has been operating in Christchurch for over 10 years. Action Removals, your one-stop removal service on time, every time. 0800 222 526.
With so many car fans in the region, Canterbury Christian Funeral Services have been asked very often if they had an enthusiast hearse. So, they bought one. The Ford Galaxy is a custom-built hearse for those who want their last journey to be a memorable one. Complete with racing motor and exhausts, the vehicle certainly stands out, and if you want to go out in something that's very different, or you want your loved one to have their last journey very special, contact the team at Canterbury Christian Funeral Services.
敬请收看 CTV Feburary 40频道首档华语原创系列电视节目 Chinese in Canterbury. Join us in watching Chinese in Canterbury on CTV.
Well, Sarah caught up with me yesterday and we're talking plates and Mosaic. Here's some ideas. Well, how many of you have a broken plate at home? Maybe something of your grandparents. You don't know what to do with it. Well, we could give you the exact option for you. Sarah, this is very exciting.
Mosaic.
Yes.
I've been promising Marianne for years and years about Mosaic because anyone can do it. Anyone can do it.
Even me.
Yep.
I'm very excited by this gorgeous bust here though. This is pretty exciting.
So this was a paper mache bust that was available about 5 or 6 years ago. No longer available. You've got to mould one off yourself now.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
And what we've done is we've strengthened it with plaster bandage because by the time you actually get your tiles on something like this, there will be several kilos of tiles on there, so it needs to withstand the weight.
Okay.
So that's why quite often with outdoor things like couches and the chairs, they'll do it over a fiberglass base so it's really strong and rigid so that it will hold the weight of tiles.
How neat.
But it's great fun.
Yeah,
great
it
fun.
is.
Quite easy to do. You can do it with as few tools, even just a hammer. Generally when you're using broken china, like this one here has been done with broken china, you're putting your plate or what's left of your plate into a towel and then hitting it with a hammer. And don't pound it because you'll end up with dust, but you can break it down quite a bit with a hammer. I tend to use tile nippers.
Okay.
So we'll show you how to use those. And then you're just gluing your pieces on. With china, I tend to use a thicker glue, just purely because plates will quite often have a curve in them.
Yes.
And if you just use normal glue, you won't get a good stick on it.
Right, it won't be flush.
It won't be flush.
Yeah.
Now this one was actually dropped in the earthquake and tiles all fell off, so we've glued it back together, but I've got to re-grout it. But a heart is a really good place to start, or a cross, or even just a basic square.
And is it a teapot, obviously?
That's a teapot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's neat. And I mean, yeah, okay, you can go from one extreme to the other as far as technically, you know, but what an easy way to start with, though. And I really love next to it, we've got the Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Which is very cool.
So pixelated designs work really well in a mosaic because they're all in squares and you can actually grid it all up and it's really easy.
Great. And for those children, grandchildren out there, Minecraft, you probably hear about it all the time. What a cool option.
So with doing flat tiles onto wood like this, you can just use PVA glue. PVA is fine. It's your grout that will hold it all together when you finish it. Usually you've got to cut your pieces and glue them, leave it for a good 24 hours, and then you'll grout it.
Okay, Sarah, do you have classes available at Handscraft?
Yeah, we do a beginner mosaic class, which is basically just doing a little square or a little heart, just to get you started. We've got instruction sheets there too with the grouting. But I'm going to show you today just how easy it is to actually use the tools.
Okay, cool. Right. Excellent. It's very severe.
Because a lot of people are quite scared of tools.
Right.
But once you discover, actually most plates and things, when you cut them, they feel like cardboard. So you think of them as being hard and dangerous, but what you're doing is you're just putting it in the edge of your nipper.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, very civilised.
Yeah.
So it's more controlled.
It's much more controlled. In class, we quite often tell people to use a plastic bag just so that they can keep all the dust in one area, because if you do this inside, it is incredibly dusty.
Yeah. And there could also be sharp fragments too.
And especially if you get into cutting mirror and glass and things like that, you want to keep your pets away.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because the pets always come to see what's going on.
Yeah, understandably.
Now with this one, with this I've used glass tiles, what we call vitreous tiles, and they come on sheets like this, and you basically just
like that?
Just like that.
Okay, so, right.
All right.
And they are glass?
They're glass,
okay.
Yep. They vary, is what I find, over the years. I used to be able to cut them quite accurately with these tools. These days I'm finding that I do need what they call a double wheel tool.
Oh, jeepers. Look at you.
Now with the likes of one of these, what you're doing is you're putting your tile in the middle.
Right.
And
how clever.
You'll end up with your pieces.
That is fantastic. But you know what? I mean, this is great. You'll have your information sheet that we can follow through.
Yeah.
But it probably is a good place to start by going to a beginner's class.
Yeah.
To get those little tips of how to pull it through. But crikey, how wonderful. What a wonderful way to spend with your family or anyone, and a great gift. But I'm particularly loving our little bit of bling in the bust. Hey, thanks,
maybe
Sarah.
we can get you creative.
Yeah, we could. I love it. We could put one on set here, couldn't we? Okay, that's great. Hey, thanks for joining us today.
Not a problem.
Righty-ho, it's been a great show. It was cool catching up with Sarah. She's so creative. She's in the perfect job. Hey, coming up on tomorrow's show, we've got Jane back from Mainland Dating. Isn't she a pocket rocket? She's so full. We don't know what's going to come out of her mouth. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.